Vice President seeks action over pledges for a healthy planet.
We therefore call on global partners to deliver on their commitments, especially in terms of providing new and predictable finance.
Good evening. I am Teddy Imparinyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. The Commissioner General of the Drug Control and Enforcement Authority, DCEA, Arata Slimo, says between July and September 2025, the Commission has seized 33,077.613 kilograms of various illicit drugs with 4,553 kilograms of cannabis seeds. He made the remarks while speaking to journalists in Dar es Salaam, emphasizing that if the illicit drugs and chemicals would have made it into circulation, they would have the potential to cause numerous health hazards to the people.
E-cigarettes contain hazardous chemicals such as THC, benzene, and other metals like cadmium, lead, and mercury. These substances can lead to mental disorders, cancer, miscarriage, impair fetal development, and lead to cognitive delays in children, sometimes leaving adults with the mental abilities of a young child.
Commissioner Limo also underscores the government's commitment to strengthening nationwide operations aimed at detecting new drug trafficking channels and smuggling methods, and to arrest those involved in order to protect the safety and well-being of the citizens.
We will continue to dismantle drug trafficking networks and uncover new methods of drug trade and abuse, while expanding education on dangers of drugs. Our goal is to protect citizens, strengthen the economy, safeguard human dignity, promote health, and ultimately build a resilient society for the prosperity of our nation.
The Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Philip Mpango, says despite Africa contributing less than 4% to global greenhouse gas emissions, it is the region most affected by climate change and therefore needs urgent assistance to cope with the situation and ensure a green revolution. The Vice President made the call while addressing the second African Heads of State and Government Summit on Climate Change in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, insisting international partners to fulfill the commitments on financing as agreed under the Paris Agreement.
Despite these steps, Tanzania, like many African countries, experiences limited fiscal space to bridge the widening climate financing gap. Africa contributes less than 4% of global emissions, yet bears the greatest climate burden. Without urgent and scaled-up support, our aspirations for resilience and green development remain at risk. We therefore call on global partners to deliver on their commitments, especially in terms of providing new and predictable finance, double adaptation finance as agreed under the Paris Agreement, and operationalize the Loss and Damage Fund with adequate resources. Equally, the global goal on adaptation must be prioritized, ensuring adaptation is treated with the same priority as mitigation in the global climate regime.
The Vice President adds that Tanzania, having the honor of chairing the African Group of Negotiators on Climate Change in the run-up to COP30 in Brazil, will continue to coordinate a common African position to ensure continent's priorities, finance loss and damage, as well as fair transitions are taken into account in the discussions.
In this role, we work tirelessly to coordinate Africa's common position and ensure priorities, finance, adaptation, loss and damage, and just transitions are at the center of negotiations. A successful COP30 must deliver ambitious, inclusive, and equitable outcomes. We extend our full support to Brazil as COP30 president and look forward to close collaboration to ensure the conference delivers for Africa and the world. Tanzania will continue to amplify Africa's voice, build bridges, and work for meaningful outcomes that reflect both Africa's needs and its potential as a partner in global solutions.
The meeting is preceded by various events, including the Africa Climate Week 2025, which took place from the 1st to the 6th of September 2025, with the aim of advancing measures to accelerate the implementation of the Paris Agreement on climate change. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has directed Tanzanian Ambassador to Japan, Anderson Mutatembwa, to ensure successful implementation of the Tanzania's foreign policy with economic diplomacy at the center to attract more investments and exploring market access for local products. The Prime Minister gave the directive when he met and held talks with the ambassador in Dodoma, emphasizing the need to unite Tanzanians living in Japan and encourage them to participate in various economic opportunities available in Japan. Furthermore, Majaliwa has instructed Ambassador Mutatembwa to promote Tanzania's vast tourist attractions so as to increase the number of tourists visiting Tanzania, emphasizing the need for more strategies to promote the Swahili language in Japan. And on to the next story. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Industry and Trade, Dr. Hashil Abdallah, says there have been a substantial rise in total trade volume between Tanzania and Oman, surging from $18 million in 2017 to $245.8 million in 2024. He made the remarks in Dar es Salaam while opening business forum between Tanzania and the business delegation from Oman, adding that Tanzanian exports to Oman have also experienced growth, climbing from $4.8 million in 2017 to $16.5 million in 2024, with key Tanzanian exports including goat, meat, crabs, and vegetable seeds, with imports from Oman primarily being petroleum oil.
As per our National Bureau of Statistics, Tanzania exports increased from $4.8 million in the year 2017 to $16.5 million in the year 2024. Tanzania imports more from Oman: petroleum, oils, minerals or chemical fertilizers, electrical transformers, static converters, cement and milk.
On the other hand, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Gerald Mweli, says Tanzania seeks to deepen trade ties with Oman in 4 key investment areas, including wheat and cooking oil production, cold storage, infrastructure, and value addition for agricultural products, aiming to address existing production deficits.
We do really need textile industries, and this will benefit both. Will benefit Tanzanians, will benefit the countries which are bordering us, which they are also net importers of garments, but also it will benefit Oman.
But that shows you how much of engagement that we have between Oman and Tanzania that we must capitalize from both sides, the Tanzania side and the Omani side, to put this into perspective, to put it into productive, and also to make things materialize, as mentioned by Mukarram earlier. Today is a chance for you all to meet and see where we're going to be moving.
The Omani delegation is also scheduled to visit Zanzibar to explore additional investment opportunities, further solidifying the expanding economic ties between the two nations. CRDB Bank has dispelled fears among the bank customers, insisting that there has been no financial loss to its account holders and that the bank services have returned to normal. Speaking to TBC News, CRDB CEO Abdul Majid Nsekela says the mishap has happened following changes being made by the bank to its banking systems from the bank's old FBE system to a new T24 system, which is going to multiply the bank's efficiency in the 3 countries that the bank provides services, including Tanzania, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
The system has been restored, and if any technical challenges arise, they are typically minor network operational issues that are addressed promptly. No customer has lost any money, and everyone can still see their balances. As you know, when we open our branches in the morning, that marks the start of the business's day. However, there are cases where someone may be transacting late at night as the system is being switched over. When the process ends, they might wonder why their transaction wasn't visible immediately.
Regarding the capability of the system in protecting customers' accounts, Nsekela insists that the system adheres to the highest security standards, while the bank's Chief Operations Officer, Bruce Mwile, clarifies the technical glitches led to the bank's service disruption.
The changes being made are the T-24 system, a robust core banking platform designed to make the bank stronger, more efficient, and able to provide services more easily and effectively. Our system has been built with the full consideration of all security risks, ensuring the safety of customer information, the security of their transaction, and the protection of the bank as it grows. We are also migrating balances that were previously processed on the switching system into new platform. That is why the managing director explained in simple terms that while transactions continue normally on the new system, in the background, we are still transferring all the remaining balances from the old system, which was temporarily supporting services while the main system was offline.
The Deputy Secretary General of the Vice President's Office, Professor Peter Msofe, says Tanzania produces around 315,000 tons of plastic waste per year, equivalent to 40% of waste collection, while out of the 40%, only 4% are recycled and other 60 remained scattered. Professor Peter Msofe made the remarks during the launch of Tanzania National Plastic Action Partnership Project, which aims to reduce plastic waste in Tanzania, accompanied the Agenda 2030 of ending plastic waste across the globe. Peter Mganga has more details.
According to the United Nations and related reports, global plastic production is over 400 million tons annually, with less than 10% being recycled and 12 million tons ending up in the ocean each year. Single-use plastics constitute a significant portion, with the projected 139 million tons of waste in 2021. Here, Tanzanian government explains the current situation in the country and the proposed way forward.
Tanzania produces around 315,000 tons of plastic waste a year. Of that, only 40% is collected by, municipal authorities and every other stakeholder. And out of the 40, only 4% is recycled. So we are talking about 60% left uncollected and 36% not recycled.
On the other hand, the Deputy Resident Representative from UNDP Tanzania, John Rutele, elaborates how UNDP's involvement in combating plastic waste in Tanzania.
The key is to be able to mobilize sufficient resources so that we can come up and design solutions, but also we can create awareness, because it's really important to make sure that everybody understands.
Some environmental stakeholders urge more private sector and government organizations to join the movement for the betterment of the country, making it a safe place against plastic waste pollution.
Animals have been losing their lives due to feeding plastic particles, while humans have been increasingly affected by the toxins that come from plastic. Through this project, we aim to eliminate plastic as part of caring for the environment towards creating a sustainable society.
Part of our responsibility, we are supposed to be part of the solution, because we know the plastic we are producing, they pose some environmental risk.
The Tanzania National Plastic Action Partnership is a multi-stakeholder initiative established through a partnership between the government of Tanzania, the World Economic Forum's Global Plastic Action Partnership, and hosted by UNDP, launched in August 2024. Peter Mganga, TBC News, Dar es Salaam.
The ambassador of Norway to Tanzania, Ton Tens, says Norway remains committed to supporting Tanzania's development agenda and priorities, which is a part of a long-standing relationship that has existed for more than 60 years. He made the remarks during the signing of a new core partnership agreement worth 4.5 billion Tanzanian shillings between Norway and the Legal and Human Rights Center, where she further emphasized that the agreement reflects Norway's enduring commitment to protecting human rights, promoting democratic governance, advancing justice, and empowering women in Tanzania.
We were very, very lucky, and we had the chance then to, our king invited your president to Norway 2 years back, and it was a great success, and that was to celebrate the 60 years of relationship between our two countries. We have supported Tanzania in education, in health, in infrastructure, in energy, in many, many areas. And we continue to do that also today. We've been a partner with LHRC since 2013, and we have then helped them to implement their strategies. And now today we signed a new agreement for another 3 years. And this is a value of 19 million Norwegian kroner, and that is approximately $2 million.
Furthermore, Ambassador Tone extends her wishes for peaceful elections to both Norway, which is holding its parliamentary elections today, and Tanzania, which is currently in the campaign phase, gearing up for general election in October this year. Poor infrastructure and complex travel logistics are said to remain key barriers to intra-African trade, calling for continued endeavors to develop interstate infrastructure to boost investment, with a focus on roads, rail, and port facilities. Selman Vikwa from Namibia has more details.
Vice President stressed the urgent need to improve connectivity across the continent to drive economic integration under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. Bitboy expressed concern over the low levels of intra-African trade, attributing it to inadequate infrastructure and, in some cases, the logistical challenge of traveling between African countries. She highlighted the inconvenience that travelers often face, such as having to transit through Europe or the Middle East just to reach another African city. This as clear indication of the continent's connectivity gap. This reality, she noted, demands urgent and collective responsibility to enhance connectivity across Africa.
These investments are not just national priorities. They are imperatives that support our collective vision for a more connected and prosperous Africa. With increased connectivity, the continent will increase its collective value proposition as a viable tourism, trade, and investment destination.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board says Namibia can avoid common pitfalls in the oil and gas sector by learning from established producers like Angola, Algeria, and Nigeria. Wanja noted that industry experts from these countries have visited Namibia and are open to share their experiences. This collaboration, Wanja added, will also help advance the local content agenda by expanding the value chain within Namibia.
As we build that industry, we don't want to be able just to drill oil, get it on ships because it's onshore, transport it somewhere else. We want, and then maybe we earn taxes. We want to see local businesses participating. We want to see local skills participating. Yes, we have done a benchmark study high level to see where Namibia can meet those needs, but it's a new sector. So we will need everybody to see where the various roles that can be played and how can Africa benefit.
The session meant to showcase Namibia as a preferred investment destination with government's commitment to maintain a conducive and investor-friendly environment.
In this election season, Tanzanian journalists are navigating a fast-changing media landscape shaped by artificial intelligence. From fact-checking tools to detecting misleading content, AI is transforming the way newsrooms work. The question now is how reporters can best use this technology to keep the public accurately informed. Gaga has more details.
In the age of artificial intelligence, Elections are no longer just about rallies, ballot boxes, and debates. They are also about algorithms, deepfakes, and the speed at which misinformation spreads. For journalists, the challenge has never been greater, no more urgent. AI is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it helps newsrooms verify facts faster, detect patterns in voting data, and reach wider audiences. On the other hand, it fuels misinformation, from fake videos of candidates to AI-generated propaganda designed to confuse voters. So how can journalists prepare? It begins with training. Reporters must sharpen their digital literacy, learning to spot deepfakes and AI-driven disinformation. Newsrooms must invest in fact-checking tools powered by the very technology they are up against.
Well, the digital transformation brought by artificial intelligence has been changing the way journalists are working all around the world, since it affects directly the way journalists are working in terms of the transformation of working in editing, content creation, and everything concerning journalism. And hence, then we have a role right now as journalists to check on the way that we can use the AI positively to create contents that is suitable to the society, that will help the society. I like the way has been used for recent times in terms of creation of maybe deepfake or fake news that has been shown all around the world currently because of the use of AI. And in Tanzania specifically, we have to have in-house training on how we can use AI positively to create a solution kind content that will help the society grow or develop in terms of social, political, and economic issues.
Collaboration is key. Journalists, tech experts, and civil society organizations must work hand in hand to safeguard truth, because in an election, accuracy is not just a professional duty, it is a democratic responsibility. Faida Ngaga, TBC News, Dar es Salaam.
The Coordination and Environment Manager for the Land Transport Regulatory Authority, LATRA, Geoffrey Silanda, says science and technology can play a key role in reducing accidents caused by negligence, insisting on the video technology application to improve road safety. Peter Mganga reports.
Most countries around the globe are working hard to mitigate and, if possible, to reduce the chance of road accidents. Vehicle speeding is reported to be among the main causes of serious road accidents. Geoffrey Silanda, who is the Safety and Environmental Manager from the Land Transport Regulatory Authority of Tanzania, LATRA, explains how technological devices including AI camera, alcohol machine detection, and speed limit systems play a crucial role to reduce accidents in Tanzania.
We have tried our best. And for these drivers, whenever we get them, some of drivers has been given a suspension for at least 3 months upwards. The system has been very, very beneficial for all of us, as it has reduced operating cost. We have been capable of monitoring bad behavior for drivers.
On the other hand, the Managing Director of Horizon Tanzania and suppliers of innovative solutions for vehicles, Hildegard Msuya, explains competitiveness of technological devices and affordability, especially for Tanzanians.
We as distributors have looked further, is that these devices has to be more affordable to our customers.
Furthermore, some of the innovators urge Africans and Tanzanians to opt for new technologies, especially smart fuel and video control solutions for fleets.
You can get alerted whenever the driving is having a risky behavior on the road, whenever the driver is sleepy, whenever the driver doesn't wear a seatbelt, whenever the driver has consumed any alcohol before entering the truck, you can receive the alerts and have also the video evidence.
Among many things that we can mention, we can of course mention human factor or human error. We're talking about the cases of fatigue We're talking about the cases of someone not being fit enough to drive. We're talking about cases of poor roads. We're talking about the concepts of having the wrong equipments on the road. Someone could be having vehicles that have very worn out tires. These are issues that we are coming to solve. These are issues that we are coming to bring evidence to you.
The application of the technology integrates GPS tracking, fuel sensors, and video telematics to provide real-time data, reduce fuel costs, prevent theft, and improve driver safety and efficiency. Peter Mganga, TBC News, Dar es Salaam.
With that being said, let's now take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. And in sports news, Tigana Lukinja Sports Academy head coach Omar Mugela urges football stakeholders to organize as many youth tournaments as possible to promote and nurture young players. Speaking during the Wisdom Kids soccer tournaments taking place at Muhimbili Football Grounds in Dar es Salaam, Mugela added that young players need to be engaged in more tournaments as footsteps of upscaling their football skills to professional level, while the players insist that the tournament needs to helps them to gauge their progress in football.
If we get competition like this more frequently, youth players will definitely develop their brain, physical fitness, and increase levels of competitiveness as they grow as football players.
6 youth football teams, U15, are competing to showcase their talents aimed at developing talents. The Real Leather Stay Different RLSD Africa Talent Leather Design has named Farida Eid of Egypt to represent Africa at the International RLSD Showcase in Taipei, Taiwan on 27th and 28th October 2025, as well as at the Continental Showcase in Lusaka, Zambia later this year. This follows her winning design, the Zor Serpent Sandal, hailed as a powerful demonstration of leather's beauty, versatility, durability, and sustainability qualities that define the leather industry's relevance for the future. According to the information provided by the Center for Business Innovation and Training, CBIT, Said Farida bridges Egypt's ancient history with modern fashion. Trained in Milan and rooted in her country's design traditions, she is meticulous in her craft, combining technical precision with cultural symbolism. That is sports news. And now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello, dear viewer. Welcome again to the next 24 hours forecast, starting tonight at 9 p.m. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, my name is Ramadan Omar. For tonight, we're expecting cool temperatures to persist over some areas of our country, especially over the southwestern highland. And the rest of the temperature is expected to be 9 degrees Celsius in Mbeya and Njombe regions. And tomorrow, we're expecting wind to flow at 30 kilometers per hour, especially over the coastal areas, Lake Victoria, Tanganyika, and Lake Kinyasa. While over Lake Rukwa, wind speed is expected to reach 20 kilometers per hour. And the state of the sea and lakes are expected to be slightly to moderate. But also for tomorrow, we're expecting partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas, especially over Kagera, Geita, Mwanza, Simiyu, and the Mara region. While over the northern coast, we're expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, light orange showers over a few areas and sun periods. And the remaining regions are expected to feature partly cloudy condition and sun periods. And now, let's have a look on the next 4 days forecast over some regions of our country. Over the rest, we're expecting light rains over a few areas. In Dodoma region, we're expecting partly cloudy condition and sun periods. In Mbeya, we're expecting partly cloudy condition, light rains over a few areas. In Mwanza region, we're expecting thunder showers over a few areas. In Kilimanjaro, we're expecting light rain over a few areas. Over Morogoro, we're expecting partly cloudy condition and sun periods. While in Arusha, we're expecting partly cloudy condition, light rains over a few areas. From the Tanzania-Oman Authority, that is all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
That is all we have tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. Have a spectacular night.
Kufuatilia kipindi maalum cha Kiongozi 2025 kitakachokupa fursa ya kusikiliza sera za wagombea urais na makamu wa rais